So, what is your understanding? Because today is about reflection and strengthening your relationship with yourself. What are your understandings of what relationship with self means? Getting mindful of your own behaviors and triggers so that you can have more gratitude and be at peace with oneself. That is a very good, concise definition. So, thank you for that, Usman. So, yeah, our relationship with ourselves is a foundation of who we are and how we interact with the world, and it's based on our emotional understanding, our physical understanding, and our spiritual understanding of ourselves. Now, it's our understanding of ourselves is very important, and different schools of thought explain it in different ways. Yes, the biggest battle is with yourself. I actually have that written somewhere over here. So, when we speak about philosophy, the Greek philosopher Socrates actually really stressed upon the term know thyself, which is, he said, the foundation of wisdom. So, Sun Tzu spoke about how knowing others is intelligence, but knowing yourself is true wisdom. So, knowing yourself is something that across history, across different cultures, has been deemed as very important. Rumi said that if you were born with wings, why would you prefer to crawl through life? Which actually explains or speaks about individual differences, how every human being is unique, and understanding your unique traits, who you are, and how you want to interact with this world so that you get the best possible life experience. So, when we speak about psychology, um, Carl Rogers said that a healthy self concept includes self acceptance, positive self talk, and self compassion, just like you guys are saying right now. And self compassion actually helps you be kinder to others as well, and that's where gratitude comes in. Um, so, when we speak about Eastern religions, whether it's Hinduism or Buddhism or Islam, we speak a lot about being kind to our own self because uh, there's um, there's this line in the Quran that actually speaks about that says that do not be like those who forgot God because He made them forget themselves. So the more we understand ourselves spiritually, it is said that the closer we get to God as well. So that is something that is also important. And there's a really cool concept that we will be discussing today. So Islam speaks about the nafs, right? And the nafs is divided into three according to Islam, which is the commanding self, which follows your desires, which is your nafs amara, and then nafs lawama, which is the self that holds itself accountable. Okay, I did this. So taking responsibility for your choices and your decisions. And then the third is the nafs mutmainna, which is your inner peace. Now, it's very interesting that I actually found this when I was looking up today's talk. And it's very interesting because we actually will be speaking about Mr. Sigmund Freud, Dr. Sigmund Freud, and he actually spoke about something very, very similar. And that will be coming up later. So, just to start off right now, when we speak about our own culture, the way we have been brought up is that we are taught take care of your elders, love your neighbor, take care of the people around you, take care of your neighbors, all of that. And those are lessons that we have been taught to focus on our whole life. Be honest, be polite, be the best possible version of yourself and be in moral righteousness. But what we forget, and this is a question to all of you, is what is your most important relationship in your entire life? Thank you, Tala. That's actually really good. My whole life is a battle between me and me, between me as I am and me as God wants me to be. That's very interesting because that's exactly what we're discussing right now. So, who is the most important relationship in your life? God and yourself. Okay. Thank you. And you're right because Somewhere we forget that our entire life, our entire existence, our being is also a part of our life story. And we forget that we are the protagonist. If our life was a movie, we would be the heroes of our movie, nobody else. Yes, Sophia, thank you. So, focusing on ourselves, taking care of ourselves, our body, our mind, nurturing our bodies with a healthy diet, nurturing our mind and our souls with what we what we ingest. And ingesting is not just food; it's ingesting information, it's ingesting companies, ingesting the energy around us. It's very important, and that is our moral responsibility to ourselves. So we're going to start with a little exercise. I will just take 1 second to align with my body before we start. Okay, so what I want you all to do is get comfortable wherever you're sitting. And can you still hear me if I lean back? I'm going to take that as a yes. Okay, so awesome. Thank you. Okay, so what we're going to do is that I would like you to focus on your stomach. Now, our lungs actually come till here, right? Like till our diaphragm. So, what we're going to do is we are going to, thank you, Rita, we are going to focus on breathing in a way that we engage our entire lung capacity. So, as you inhale, I'd like you to stick your stomach out as much as possible and slowly exhale through your mouth. And again, let's do a couple of these breaths. Get comfortable where you are. If your neck is tired, just stretch it out. Get your notebooks ready and keep breathing. How are you feeling right now? If you're fasting, maybe you're tired, maybe a little sluggish. So just connect with those feelings, acknowledge them, check in with your body. When you breathe, how do your hands feel? How do they feel when you exhale? How do your shoulders feel when you inhale? How do your shoulders feel when you exhale? How does your spine feel? How does your stomach feel? And how do your legs feel? Does it feel heavy? Does it feel light? Does it feel stressed, relaxed, painful? Whatever the feelings are, just really feel into them. And as you feel into them, I'm going to introduce a few emotions. So, what we're doing right now is we're separating your body from your emotions, and now we're going to reintroduce your emotions. And without giving those emotions a name, we're going to ask your body how it's feeling when it thinks about the circumstances. Okay, so we're going to keep it very simple and very easy just to understand. Because in our daily life, sometimes we're so quick to react to our emotions, we don't see how our body feels. And often, when the emotion is an uncomfortable one, our body feels uneasy or uncomfortable. And that is where dis-ease is born. And having dis-ease or uneasiness for a certain period of time can actually lead to our body falling ill. So connecting and understanding our bodies is very important. Okay, so as you continue breathing, I would like you to really focus on your body and think, how does my body feel when I am angry at my partner for not listening to me? Take a moment, think about it, and if you want, make a note for yourself. Actually, please do make a note for yourself. It'll make the session more productive for you. Okay, we're just focusing on how your body feels. So nothing more than that. Just write what your body feels right now. And the next one. Take a deep breath. Let's disconnect from the one that we just did and exhale it out. How does my body feel when I feel misunderstood by people I care about? Take one more deep breath. And the next one is, how does my body feel when I'm stuck in traffic and running late? I know it's irritating, but don't write irritating. Try to figure out what irritating means in your body. Does it make your chest tight? Does it make you feel bloated? Does it make you feel hotter, colder, itchy? How does your body feel when you're stuck in traffic and running late? Does it make your heart beat faster? So if you can take deep breaths, again, inhale, expand your stomach. Exhale out through your mouth slowly. Okay, so this is a good one because we need to shake off what just happened in the last few minutes. How does my body feel when I experience a moment of deep connection or understanding with another person? Feels good, doesn't it? Just to even think about that. Okay. And how does my body feel when I wake up feeling well rested and refreshed? Sometimes in Ramadan, I really yearn for the days where I do wake up well rested and refreshed. Okay, now the last one. How does my body feel when I am scrolling through my phone with no specific purpose? If any of the situations we discussed right now made you feel uncomfortable in your body, so while you have made a note of them, just put a little mark next to it and somewhere in a column or something write what is the solution. So that when we're done with this session today, you can spend some time actually thinking about what a possible solution to that feeling can be for you. For some people, deep breathing really helps release emotions. For some people, a cold glass of refreshment. And for some people, they sleep it off. We will be doing two such solutions right now before we move forward. So we're going to continue using our breath, and we're going to do a little guided imagery. So close your eyes as you breathe, and any discomfort that may have come up when you were thinking about being stuck in traffic, or you were thinking about a fight with your partner, or you're feeling misunderstood. Imagine you're placing all of that discomfort in a balloon inside of you. And as you breathe, I would like you to watch that balloon expand, inflate, and as it inflates, I'd like you to imagine it rising upward, being released out of your body with every breath. As you exhale this balloon from your body, I'd like you to watch until it's completely disconnected from you. Focus on what color the balloon is, how it made you feel when it was inside your body, and how it makes you feel now that you see it floating outside of you. Allow it to disconnect and float high above you, up, up, up. And the string that you're holding on to, take a deep breath, and as you exhale, just allow that string to go. Letting that balloon be free and rise up into the sky and continue going upwards until you can't see it anymore. When you can't see the balloon anymore, take a deep breath. You can wiggle your fingers and toes. Feel your consciousness in your body. Feel connected. Listen to your heartbeat and open your eyes. How are you guys feeling? Okay, so we released some heavy emotions today. At least when I did this exercise for myself, I ended up releasing some heavy emotions. So um, we breathed a lot of them out. What I would like you to do while you're sitting, or you can stand up and do this, just shake a little bit. Shake your hands, shake your feet, just shake that energy off you. You know, you can shake your shoulders, you can like move your legs. If you want, get up, jump for a few seconds. Just let it out of your body. How does that feel? Okay, I would like for you guys to write how you feel right now. And while you do, I'll go on to the next section right now, which is what we discussed earlier, the three parts of ourselves. Um, has it ever felt to you when you are trying to make a major life decision that there are different voices in your head that are trying to help you with that? Um, the way I like to describe it, the voices in my head are like just say, in Tom and Jerry, there used to be like one angel and one devil on Tom's shoulder, one telling him to eat Jerry and one telling him not to eat Jerry. So we all have these three voices in our head. And it's kind of really cool how we interact with each other. So that's what we spoke about earlier, the nafs, or as Sigmund Freud puts it, the three parts of our personality are the id, the ego, and the superego. So the id is our pleasure principle, or what I like to call our inner child. So our inner child is a part of us that says, I want this right now, and I don't care. So it looks for instant gratification and things. Then we have our superego or our morality principle. That is, the super generous, version of ourselves that kind of tries to be a parent to the it. So it always is like, okay, no, you can't do this. You can't have this right now. We have other things to do. It's more important. Or what will people say? Or, you have to behave in a particular way to make everyone happy. And then we have our ego, which is our reality principle or grounds us within ourselves that says, okay, you know what? You can have um, whatever it is that you want right now. And you can also balance it out with other stuff. It doesn't have to be a choice between you and the rest of the world. So, for example, if you want to have like an entire cake on your own at iftar, your id will be like, yeah, let's do it. This possible. I'm going to eat that entire cake. And your super ego might be like, no, you promised you would eat healthy, and plus, like, there's so many people at iftar, they also deserve to have cake. So your ego would say, you know what? How about you start with one slice, and you can have that cake, and you can still share it with others as well. So that is how it works. And it's very important to understand how these voices inside us work because they're very connected to how we speak to ourselves. I would like you to think of a situation in your life in the recent past where you had to make an important decision. Or maybe not so important, maybe it was a decision about cake, right? And think about how your voices interacted with each other. What did your inner child say? What did your it say? What did your morality principle or your superego say? And how did your ego or your reality principle balance that out? Now keep your notebooks near you and just take a minute to think of that particular incident and think of what all three of those opinions were. Which one did you listen to? What compromise did those voices reach? And how did you move forward? So, when we speak about our relationship with ourselves, it becomes very important to understand and identify which voice is the loudest because it creates a theme for how we perceive our life and our world. And just because someone's theme is maybe more critical or more negative, it doesn't mean that we cannot consciously shift it. Um, Self awareness is all about taking what has been happening in our thoughts on autopilot for all of these years and making a conscious effort to shift it to a more positive or neutral approach to life, to be more mindful and more aware. And mindfulness is, there's so much on mindfulness that you can find on the internet, but all it is in its most simplistic term is being present in the present and making that effort to use all of your senses to connect with the here and now. That's it. So I would like you to ask yourself, what beliefs shape your self image? I'm going to give you a few examples right now, and I just want you to see how they feel. Um, I am so good at this. Is that a belief that shapes your self image? I can't do anything right. I always disappoint others. I am reliable. I am creative. Now, often again, because of our cultural upbringing, we have a tendency to put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be perfect. So, how do you speak to yourself when you make a mistake? Which voice is the loudest at that time? The it, the ego, or the superego? Are you allowing yourself a break? Are you allowing yourself pleasure in your life? Do you feel all three voices are in balance? Something very interesting is that often our inner self critic is actually the voice of our more dominant parent. And that is because we learn that in order to be morally correct, we have to be strict with ourselves. So that voice gets internalized and becomes the voice of a conscience. So once we recognize that and we actually start reparenting ourselves, which um, n- I'm not saying that parenting was done wrong, but like generally we reparent ourselves. It means that we work on redisciplining ourselves in a way that is kinder and more allowing to ourselves as the adults that we have become. The voices of our inner personas actually becomes kinder and more allowing to ourselves as well. So again, how do you speak to yourself when you make a mistake? I'd like you to think of like a specific example of how you speak to yourself when you make a mistake. I've heard people use language like, I know it's a stupid problem, or I know it's a non issue, or I don't know why there's so much drama around this. Sometimes I do this to myself too. At some point in life, we all are pretty critical of ourselves. So, what is the tone that you take? Now, once you have identified that tone, tell me, would you talk to a loved one in the same way if they were going through something similar? So, how can you adjust your tonality to speak to yourself like you would speak to someone else? Like Usman said, and like a lot of you said, that the most important relationship that we have in our life is with ourselves. So, how come we don't speak to ourselves like we would to a best friend or someone that we truly are close to or connected to? And how can we adjust our tone so that our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, and our actions reflect that importance of ourselves in our own lives? Now, the thing is that one more concept that we are taught is that if a child grows up being confident in our culture, they are told कि ज़्यादा ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट नहीं होना या गुरु ना करो. Stay away from arrogance because arrogance is not good. So sometimes that is another place where our self-image gets a little confused because how much confidence is okay, how much confidence is overconfidence, where is that line between arrogance and confidence? So it's important to understand that anything that makes us feel stuck, that this is it and this is who I am and this is not going to change, or any kind of resistance is usually, uh, maybe we can call it overconfidence or arrogance to simplify. It's a lot more than that. And anything that you truly know that you excel at is confidence. So, keeping that in mind, here's the next question I'd like you to write about. What are three qualities that I admire deeply in myself, and how do I express them in my daily life? As you write those three qualities that you admire within yourself, just take a minute, inhale those qualities in, connect to where they reside in your body, feel them, and try to figure out how you feel feeling them. Some people get uncomfortable when they get a compliment. Some people um, cannot embody or envision that they can be that cool. But today, it's not an external compliment, you're validating yourself. So, see how that feels in your body. Is it warm? Is it expansive? Is it light? Is it something else? So, validation, the meaning of validation essentially is value addition. So, when we seek external validation, it's an added value to how we value ourselves. So, connecting to our own values and knowing what we value about ourselves and admire about ourselves is also very important. Because, let's say, for example, someone comes to you and says that you make really good dal, and you know that you've had better dal in your life. So, no matter what that other person's opinion is, you will not internalize that compliment because you will not know it to be true. And it doesn't matter how true or how genuine that compliment was, it doesn't sit well in our body. So, the more we know and believe about ourselves, the more we can embody the value addition or the validation that comes from others. If someone comes and tells you that you're very beautiful or very handsome, and you don't believe that, then no matter how much someone else says it, you will not be able to see yourself through their eyes. So, truly believing and connecting to your own thoughts, feelings, emotions becomes very important here. Okay, if you guys can just give me a little signal when you're done with this part, we're going to do one more guided imagery and then we will close for today. So, whoever the first person to text is, I'll just go with that as a signal that everyone is done. Just save on time. I feel the breathing exercise put you guys to sleep. And there's one more to go, so just bear with me for a bit. Um, okay, so now you guys already in a state of relaxation, so I'm just going to take you a little deeper before we end for today. So as you continue breathing, inhale through your nose, expand your stomach, slowly exhale through your mouth. Close your eyes and imagine that your inner child is standing in front of you. The part of you that has felt criticized, the part of you that has felt disconnected from you, the part of you that has felt dis-ease. Observe this version of you. How old is your inner child? What emotions are they showing? How do they feel? What do they need? How do you feel? And as you observe your inner child, just address them and say that I know you try very hard every day. I know it's not easy to always constantly be trying to get my attention. And I know it's not easy, this pressure of always being the best possible version of yourself. I understand that you do your best, and it's not easy. And I release you of this obligation, this pressure of being your best self. I accept and embrace you for who you are. What you call mistakes and shortcomings, I see as your unique true beauty and opportunities of learning and growth. You don't have to do this alone anymore. We're in this together. I will support you. I am here for you as you have always been here for me. Thank you. And I would like you to reach forward and hug that inner child version of yourself. As you hug them, imagine a vortex of beautiful white light open above your head. And any pressure that you or your inner child might be feeling, any sadness, guilt, heaviness, discomfort, pain, tiredness, allow that vortex of white light to act like a vacuum cleaner and just suck it out. Let's just suck it out of your reality. So stay there and just breathe and imagine all of that discomfort and heaviness just being sucked out of your reality. And when this process is complete, Let's allow all of the spaces created. Let's allow that white light to come through into every cell of your body, and all of the space created by letting go of that heaviness to be filled with this beautiful white light. And I'd like you to envision yourself merging with your inner child, becoming one, with a deeper level of understanding, with a deeper level of acceptance, and a deeper level of love for that version of you, with a deeper level of capacity to communicate with yourself, to be compassionate and forgiving, to understand that sometimes it's okay to want things there and then, and sometimes it's okay to wait without having to sacrifice what you want, and without having to feel that it's always a choice between you and others. So let's bring in a lot of compassion, a lot of love, and a lot of joy and fun. When you feel that you've completely integrated with the inner child, when you feel fulfilled, and that every cell of your body is saturated with this beautiful white light, I'd like you to imagine the vortex above your head shut. Take a deep breath and open your eyes. So, how are you guys doing? So basically, no matter what school of thought we plug into, it could be philosophy, psychology, theology. Um, the message is more or less the same, that it's very important to connect to yourself, and there are multiple ways to do it. So, in a very short period of time, we covered quite a few large concepts here, like how your body feels with certain emotions, and how those emotions actually impact how we our relationship with ourselves. So these are some really big concepts, and I hope you guys were writing, because what that does is that it allows it, like, it opens up a conversation with yourself, and the more you communicate with yourself, the better your relationship with yourself becomes. So, we have actually developed a workbook along with this reflection series. So, if any of you are interested, please reach out. It would be great to hear from you. Right now, if you have any questions, we still have about 6 minutes, and I am happy to answer any questions that you have. That's what we're here for. Ideally, I would have wanted this to be more interactive as well. And other than that, I'm just going to keep talking until one of you texts or write something down. So, yeah, other than that, we will be sending you a feedback form, and we would really like it if you could fill that in to help us improve um, our sessions. Also, we are hoping to make this a regular series where we can discuss different topics. If there's a topic that you are interested in, please let us know. Other than that, if there is anything that you felt would have been done more or less of, please let us know. We are trying to start, different ways of connecting with the world around us through these reflection series. So thank you everyone for being here, and if you have any questions, the floor is all yours. Messages, the mix. Okay, Rhoda, you've had mixture of emotions. I'm glad you feel better. Thank you so much. Yes, and thank you so much, Rhoda. The difference between nafs and spirit. Sophia, that's a very large question, and maybe I can answer that privately, because that is not exactly a wellness based question, that's more philosophy. And maybe I'm not the most qualified person. I can only tell you from my own readings about that. Nafs is basically from what we discussed today. Nafs is your inner self, your connection to yourself, or to your body, and to your consciousness. The spirit is your ruh, or your soul. So, in the most simplistic terms, I hope that helps differentiate. The ruh or the soul is larger than just our bodies or a consciousness in this world. Any other questions? Hi, Hafsa. Thank you, Mr. Ali Kashmirwala. Yes, Rida, but I still wait. Like, I don't like wasting other people's time. Thank you, Sejal. Thank you for connecting and being here for the session. Thank you, Sayed Mohammad Shabir Abidi. Okay, thank you, everyone. I think if there are no further questions, then I will be disconnecting. Have a great evening. Have a lovely iftar. And I really hope that you will join us again next time for our part two in this series, which is happening next week. Looking forward to seeing you all here.